Hi there, I'm Didi Garcia Blaze, your Tequila Onda radio show host, and I have a very special guest, Bam Bam Romero.
That's right.
Thank you for coming and being our guest.
Thank you for having me.
And she is our May 2022 guest, and I like to typically highlight a Chicano, Latino, somebody from one of the minority ethnic groups. I like to highlight creatives, creators, artists, musicians, producers, writers, you name it. That's what this forum is for. And so just to give you a little bit of background with regard to Bam Bam Romero, she was born in Phoenix, Arizona, born and raised here. She was born to the parents of Isabel and Joe Romero. She's been on the music scene for a very long time, as far as she can remember. And one of those early memories was with her grandmother, Ruth Juca Moreno, and where her grandmother would always bring her onto the dance floor, and she's been inspired by music through her grandmother ever since. She's also she picked up an instrument, the violin, in the 3rd grade. It evolved towards the saxophone in the 8th grade. And she even went so much as to perform with people that you might know, such as Zigzag and Dos, who are now with Writers. And ever since then, The Writers. Shout out to Zigzag and Dos. And she would freestyle throughout her life with her brother, with other artists, and she's created poetry that evolved into music. She DJs. She just has an infinite love for music. She has a recent track you may have heard of called The Long Ride, who she performed with Zigzag and Buki. And currently, she's working on a brand new track that we're going to listen to here shortly called Lord Hear My Prayer.
Yeah, it's a great one.
Lord, can you hear me? Lord, can you hear my prayer? In this life that we live, just ain't fair. Mothers out here and they crying, babies in the streets and they dying. Lord, can you hear my prayer? I can't sleep, my mind keeps turning. Take a drink, my eyes bloodshot. They blurry to the point of no returning. Trying to make a way on this journey, looking for a way out. Am I supposed to fail? Breathe deep. Am I supposed to inhale? Deep dreaming, or am I stuck in a dream of hell? Am I conscious or am I awake? I still can't tell. Here comes 2 shots before the monster wake up. Paralyzed in the stance, no one can move me. I'm stuck, pulling the plug before I wake. Can't you hear me screaming? It's not too late. Turn back, don't walk away. I know I've done plenty wrong, I wanna stay. Wake me from this dream, don't let the venom take. I'm just trying to live, just need to catch a break. If you can hear me, Lord, to you, this I pray. I'm on my knees and I just really need to say, Lord, can you hear my prayer? In this life that we live, just ain't fair. Mothers out here and they crying, babies in the streets and they dying. Lord, can you hear my prayer?
So as you can see with that song, it was very soulful, very heartfelt, and obviously it came from a place of pain. And Bam Bam, what were you thinking when you wrote that song? What was happening?
Well, I wrote this song. A lot of things were happening, because of COVID and stuff. And this was basically based on one of the things that happened in my life. And I know a lot of people can probably relate, probably in their own ways. But it just kind of pushed it into gear even more so because I lost an aunt and my cousin. It's just crazy. They both, were on the ventilator the same week, and they both got taken off the ventilator the same day. And I was like, through all that pain and that hurt. But it was based off of one of my experiences. For me, it was something different. I know I've been dealing with a lot of anxiety, but this was more, real heartfelt place where I was going through some things. And so, I mean, I just hope that people can relate to my music. That's what I write for, you know what I mean? Because music is very soothing. For me, music is therapy, actually, You can relate to music in any way. It doesn't matter, any form. It could be Mexican music, country music, any kind of music. It's therapy. At least for me, that's what it does. So I just write music, hopefully that people, can be like, man, I feel that, that's the kind of music I want to make, where people can relate to and really feel it.
One of the key lyrics in your song was, quote, "I want to stay."
Yeah.
What happened there?
So basically, for me, I'm gonna be honest and truthful. I wrote this song because it was based on an overdose for me. I just didn't want to live in this world, and then at the same time, I was just going through a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? So the venom taking into my veins, that's the medication. I don't want it to take me, you know what I mean? And that's why, when you're at the hospital and you're looking, you're like, look back, because I want to stay, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Did you at some point when you OD'd, did you all of a sudden get scared, or did it take a few minutes for it to set in, and then you were regretful?
The time that I was happening, I was in a, obviously mentally in a state of mind where obviously I didn't want to be on this earth because, of my situation or whatever. But when it starts happening to you, you're like reaching for, a fresher breath air to know, you don't want to go, you want to stay, you know what I mean? So that's where a lot of it came from.
I know that music is your therapy, this song is your therapy.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that there's a lot of things going out there recently, what just recently happened in Texas with the young man who shot and killed a bunch of children and a teacher,
I saw that.
I think we need to address anxiety, depression, to the point where a person just doesn't care that they want to OD, and once you did that, you knew that you wanted to live. So what is your heartfelt message to people who are experiencing pain, depression? Learn from you and don't do that, because when you did it, been there, done that, and now you know that you want to live. What is your message that you want to convey to people that are hurting out there?
Well, I mean, definitely, life can really grab you and not know what to do, and certain situations, make you feel that way. But there's really a lot more to life. Life is really, I don't mean to sound like a commercial, but life is what you make it, you know what I mean? And it's the drive in you and what you want to do to make yourself, or to be in a better position and make yourself a better person, you know what I mean? So, because let me tell you, I've been dealing with anxiety and a mental state where I just shut down, and I mean, like, I pray to God, take this away. You really don't realize what somebody's going through, and a lot of people like to shut down, and that's why, like, to me, music is a type and a form of therapy. You know what I mean? Because they can't literally go and talk to somebody, or maybe they don't know how to go out and talk to somebody. But it really does feel good to talk to somebody, But when you're by yourself and you really don't have anybody to talk to, the music talks to you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So music
resonates.
Right. So I mean, I've heard some Eminem songs, and he's crazy, but I've heard some Eminem songs that, you know what I'm saying, like I can, you know, relate to, and then, you know, just in certain senses, you know what I mean, and how he feels, you know. But that's what that's what it's all about, you know, to be able to connect and touch somebody, and somebody be like, man, I'm going through the same thing you're going through, you know, and. Yeah. You know, I'm not the only one. Because honestly, I mean, you're not going to be the only one. You know, other people are going through it, and it's just how you handle it, because it's hard to even grasp and, you know, how to handle it. You know what I mean? So to me, that's why music is my therapy. It's very therapeutic for me. You know what I mean? Yeah. So hopefully I do touch, you know, a couple of people, especially with this song, because like I said, where I was and where I came from, and you know, they can relate to and be like, you know what I mean, I want to live, I want to go on, I want to do better, I can do better. That's what you need to tell yourself, is I can do better, you know. That's the first thing. Your state of mind is to know that you can do better. There's better out there for you. You know, any situation, like they say, the storm is not always going to be there. You know, the sun's going to come shining through after the storm. This too will pass. And
for the record, I am an Eminem fan. Slim Shady, if you're listening,
right,
hook me up, yo. Hook me up.
Right.
I'm just
2
kidding.
tickets right here.
We got 2 viewers on this podcast, and Eminem is not caring about me, or well, he'll care about you, but anyway, a little bit of humor. But back to Yo Quiero Vivir, I want to live. Verse 2, verse 3, how many verses do you have in your mind for this very important song titled Lord Hear My Prayer?
Right. And I mean, right now there are 2 verses to it. Don't really want to make it too long, but it is talking about what I talked about, you know, my own experience is the first verse, and then dealing with the anxiety, you know what I mean, and the stresses of life, you know, is going to be part of my second. Just the things that I've gone through, you know, with the anxiety and just shutting down and not wanting to talk to nobody. And it's not, you know, people are always, you know, they wonder why I don't call, and it's just, it's not them, it's me, you know. I shut myself down and I don't talk to nobody, I don't do anything, but that's how I deal with it. It's not always good though, because I've learned, you know, it is good to talk about, you know, some of the things that you go through, because there is going to be there, you know, your family or your friend, you know, to help you through that. But
don't you think, though, too, with Mexicanos and Chicanos and Latinos, I think we do have a problem as an ethnic group where we shouldn't be afraid to seek therapy, and we've kind of grown up with the sense like, se cuesta mucho, or I don't want to go to the hospital or the doctor because it costs too much. And so instead of, I mean, what are your views on therapy? To me, it's important.
Honestly, I've talked to some counselors, and I was all against it at first. I'm like, I don't need to go talk to nobody. What? They don't need to know about me. But you know what? Once I opened up that door and I talked to a couple of counselors and I talked to a psychiatrist, because I knew I was going through something, and I didn't know if there was something wrong with me. You know what I mean? And no, I mean, even my counselors have counselors, you know? Everybody really needs somebody to talk to at times. And sometimes, going back to, hey, there's a friend or there's a family member, sometimes it's good to talk to somebody that's not related, or that's not going to judge you, you know what I mean? That you can go in there and you can tell them what really is on your mind, and you know, at a professional level too, they'll give you, you know, some feedback on that, you know what I mean? Right. But definitely, I mean, I was against it at first, but I'm all for it now. You know, I really think that everybody should talk to somebody, a counselor or a psychiatrist, you know what I mean? It's definitely good. It's a good outcome. It makes you feel better also.
So this is Bam Bam, our guest. She is a Phoenix, Arizona artist here locally, and in my view, I think that once you complete this new track, be watching out for Bam Bam Romero. Look her up on YouTube. You spell her name with BAMBAMM Romero, and be watchful for this track that I think are going to help people. And I believe that this is a gift to people who are suffering. Right now, people are suffering in light of the Texas shooting. Right now, people are suffering. We just COVID. We've had a lot of loved ones pass away. I mean, it just gets worse and worse and worse. And so music, I believe, can be that light that human beings need to express love, to express hope and faith. And thank you for giving that gift. There's one song that we want to play next. It's called The Long Ride on YouTube. Osvaldo, puedes... yeah, Ana.
Lord, can you hear me? Lord, can you hear my prayer? In this life that we live, just ain't fair. Mothers out.
Oh, okay. So apparently we have a little bit of technical difficulties. I meant to play The Long Ride with featuring Bam Bam, who collaborated with Zigzag and Buki.
Yep.
So tell us a little bit about that.
You know, I'm inspired with the lowrider community. You know, doing lowriders and going to lowrider show has always, you know, been in our family and stuff. I have cousins that paint. I have cousins that do hydraulics, so I've always been around that. And really, it's a lifestyle. You know, people don't understand it, but it really is a lifestyle. You know, just like people like hot rods. You know, the lowride community is definitely always been around for a long time, and I see it to be around a very long time after we're gone, you know. But yeah, it was inspired, you know, from the lowride community. And then also,
how's the feedback? What kind of feedback are you getting from it?
Great, actually. You know, they really like the song. You know, then people, I know that they've been waiting patiently for me to come out with new music and stuff. But you know, I obviously, you know, life gets a hold of you, and you know, just want to make sure that before I throw anything out, that you know, it's going to be great for my listeners and my fans, and you know,
yeah.
So, but yeah, and then to hear, you know, that it's to be featured on the Cultura was definitely a blessing too. Because a lot of people have definitely good feedback on it. So
I know. It the Cultura film recently won an award, and when we went to retrieve that award at Bare Bones Festival, there were several compliments on your song. So
that's awesome.
I know you're gifted, and I know that this Lord Hear My Prayer touched me, and I hope to see it come into fruition and completion. When do you think you'll be finished with it?
Here soon. My thing is I want to get the video. It's going to be a heartfelt video, so I'm getting it, you know, together. It's going to be more like a movie, honestly. It's going to be more like a movie. So I hope it really does touch a lot of people, and people like it, you know. So
what are some final words that you want to end this interview, leaving those that are hurting out there, knowing that other people are suffering and in pain? What are some words of inspiration that you can give to the audience?
Well, just know that, hey, you know, we're all human, and believe me, let me tell you, because like I said, I've been dealing with anxiety, never knew what it was, you know, never knew what it was before, but talking to the counselors and speaking to a psychiatrist, and, you know, I knew it was anxiety, you know, and I've been breaking barriers, but it was kind of holding me back from living life. And you know, if you're feeling in that situation, definitely get some help. Talk to people. Talk to someone. It's, you know, professional. And believe me, it is affordable. You can go out there and you can see a counselor. You can do it, and don't be scared to, because I'm gonna tell you, you know, I'm a person. I'm too strong for that. I can't. You know, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna tell nobody my life. No, believe me, tell somebody. It will help you. It will help you in the long run. And like I said, if you can't confide in a family member or a friend, definitely confide in a specialist, you know, a psychiatrist or a counselor. They will listen to you. And believe me, they're people just like we are. So they'll know that what we're going through and what you're going through, and you know what you need to do to go to that next step, that next level, because that's what I'm trying to do. Trying to go that next step and that next level to where I need to be in my music and everything in life. You know what I mean?
Good.
So
good. Well, we're looking forward to that. And to my audience, thank you for tuning in as we highlight Bam Bam, her music gift, her new track that's coming out titled Lord Hear My Prayer, a gift to those who are suffering, and our prayers and our thoughts are those in Texas, of the people that we lost recently due to a mass shooting. And with that, tune in for next month's special artist that I'm going to highlight. And we're going to end with this song by Bam Bam, Zigzag, and Buki.
hope you guys enjoy it.
Thank you.